Hey everybody, clearing. All right, this is going to be a different sort of reading. It's going to be for divine feminines. It's going to be a support reading, and we're going to just take a look at what's coming up for the DFs this week and some advice on how to navigate it. So thank you, Divine Creator, for using me as a channel of only the highest, most beneficial information coming through. What can we see for the DFs? And any DM cross watchers coming up for this week, and extras that we'll get, things that might be hidden, connected to your masculine energies that we're going to see here. And then I'm going to pull some cards on what we might expect in the near future in light of the messages that are coming through. Okay. Conscious. Oh, actually, we're going to do emotions. We'll do 4 cards and a key card for each. This is going to be conscious mind. And, oh, 2 wanted to come out. And material realm. Okay, so on the emotional level, we've got heartache in the inverse. We have dropping the guard and I want to take that deep exhale. So there's something about just getting off the hurt hamster wheel, like the hurt cycles, just being done with it. It feels like there's been something ambiguous blocking the feminines from emotionally just fully letting go, fully surrendering. It's funny because I'm getting the telepathic card or the energetic card, exchange card as the key card for this row. And that's telling me in the reverse like this, that the feminines are deeply desiring to know what the divine masculines are looking for, what they want, what they hope happens, what plans they're making for the future. But what I'm getting from this, feminines, is that the cure for this emotional attachment is to really let go and let God. And so it feels like the connections have been dwindling in the material realm to come into a reset, so that there's 0 giving away of happiness, 0 deferring to masculine, 0 waiting for the masculine before everything changes. 100% accountability, 100% divine feminine connection to source, 100% surrendering control about who, what, where, when, why, and trust. Mastery, walking as a living, breathing instrument of divine balance, peace, love. That is mastery. There's a fly that keeps circling. So I feel like that has a flavor of people talking about you, feminines. For many, there have been periods of celibacy and hermit mode. But your potency, your radiance is shining in the arenas where you do have a more social or public interaction. So this really is a prolonged period of you coming into your own energy and totally eradicating any victim, blame, codependent energies. Now, it does feel like it's taking longer than you thought it would, but that does not mean that hope is lost. This is actually the only shot that any of us have to get real and to access the true love of a lifetime that we are being guided to go towards. There is a necessary motion in faith here, that you completely make your choices based on your highest and best interest, and that when you find that new posture, that energetic posture where you really are taking care of yourself in every regard, wholeheartedly, and you're enjoying it, and you're grateful that you get to, and you're appreciative that you now have found such a fulfillment in fulfilling your needs and being that capable and embodied, knowing your God self, knowing your divinity. That is the emotional relief that you've been seeking, the closure you've been seeking, whereby your happiness or your balance depends on whether or not your counterpart is in the picture or in the picture in a certain way. Okay, so let's see how we can, what else do we need to know about these emotional energies? One card, Knight of Cups. Yeah, it's self-love. So this is actually what it means to love yourself, is to, be good on your own, but to really advocate for your best decisions, to be grateful for the opportunities that your energy and you actually initiate just by being you in your reality. This is the interactions that you have with all people as a balanced, righteous being. So you will be stepped through opportunities to see yourself in action and show the world what you're made of by knowing your heart, knowing your inner reality when faced with certain circumstances that would have challenged you in the past or might destabilize other people. You're getting an opportunity to see your energy unfiltered by a relationship with your masculine or the idea that you're in partnership. This is you stand alone in all your glory, feminines. And so, yeah, this is you staying in strong energy, in righteous energy, in whole energy, and celebrating that. What can we see for the emotions that might come up this week regarding this? Change. I understand that nothing can grow or evolve without movement. So if we really want to have harmonious sacred union, we have to bring ourselves into the embodiment of the ideal partner that we would want to partner with. So some of these independent changes where you emotionally unhook from the idea of making decisions or holding off making decisions for your masculine to come in, or thinking about your future in certain ways. If you really truly are in alignment, there's no compromise going forward. And so make all the changes that you wonder if your masculine would appreciate or resonate with. Make them all anyways. If you know them to be true on your heart, go for it. Because those are the things that create your stability, your core integrity, your uniqueness going forward. Things can shift and grow going forward, but set your baseline of authentic choice. If this isn't your masculine, those changes might very well bring you out of orbit with somebody that's not aligned. But if it is your masculine, it will align you further. What can we see about these changes behind the scenes with the divine masculines? So if the feminines are doing this or faced with this opportunity to really align with what is in their highest and best interest and be selfish in that way for once, it does not contradict alignment with your true masculine if you make the changes and the choices that are best for you. It actually brings you into further alignment in miraculous ways. But what can we see for how this relates to the masculines? Two of Swords, blockage, and the High Priestess in the inverse. So you're really not meant to know. Literally by nature of that message, we're seeing blockage and the High Priestess not being privy to what's going on over there. This energy not being accessible to even the High Priestesses, because it requires that degree of authentic navigation for your own reasons, your own motives. And right now, you're really not meant to understand or be given key bits of information about what your masculine is choosing, what their future plans are, that sort of thing. Because when you make yours authentically and your masculine makes theirs authentically, if you're actually aligned, it will click. This is the level of trust in the grand plan that everyone's being asked to embrace at this time. So that doesn't mean you won't be in contact with your masculine, but it does mean that your sovereignty is going to be in a protective bubble. Likewise, your masculine's comings and goings regarding their future plans are going to be kept on the down low for a time. Okay, what can we see for the conscious mind here? Prosperity and growth. So this is your abundance. This can be financial decisions right now. This can be you setting up systems, or this can be emotionally, mentally, or physically, but this is on the conscious mind. Your growth focus now. You are foundation building and going to a greater understanding of what is fruitful, doing the inner work, basically to embrace what your heart is telling you that you want. You're more clear on what things you can do to continue excelling, to continue advancing, to continue growing internally, externally, and more clear than ever on the little things that make your heart sing, is what I'm hearing. And also how to bring nurture and fulfillment first person. So it feels as though there's going to be new clarity on just what is right for you because of this prolonged spaciousness with your masculine. All of the binding, the lower vibrational, fear-based reasons you have clung to, wanting to know information or understand where your masculine is thinking or feeling, that's been stripped away. You are safe. You are not being rejected by your masculine. But this is I heard a petri dish. This is a safe container for you to cultivate what will naturally come from your unique energy signature. And yes, here's that alignment. So trust that this transformation that brings you from codependency, enmeshing, hypervigilance, stress, that when you let all of that go, that's when things fall into place. Trust that what is meant for you will not be lost. Okay, let's see what other messages we might need to know about the conscious mind for the DFs. Woo! Couple of cards. We got 10 of Pentacles. So this is the key to your long-term success. I just heard in the future you'll be able to factor everything going on for your masculine and you when you come into further alignment. But right now it's about calibrating your own authentic baseline so you actually know yourself well enough to know what your factors and concerns and what you bring to the table is. So you're learning a lot about yourself consciously right now, your character, but also your preferences and the things that really mean something to you when nobody else is sort of there. No more compromising. That has been something that has come through probably 50 million times in the last couple of weeks. No more compromising. This in the future, this card fell out on the floor in the future, which tells me that the bottom line is you and your masculine will be collaborating. Both of your opinions will matter. Your particular the aspects that you're both anchoring right now will be brought into mutual consideration down the road. But absolutely, it has its time and season. Right now, it's a personal calibration, and that process alone is part of what is bringing you both into alignment right now. Let's see what emotion is connected with that process that the feminines might be able to identify. Purpose in the inverse. I know what I'm here to do. So also, aside from these decisions about growth and creating a healthy foundation, a strong foundation, and nurturing yourself, making the decisions most aligned with your heart, by honing that awareness of self and seeing where you're at without the influence of other individuals, just really touching in consciously is also helping individuate into your purpose further. So specializing in the things that mean the most to you, finding those aspects that you can celebrate and are actually gifted, talented, proficient, equipped to share with the world. So things are going to be coming to you, awarenesses. You're going to feel what you are currently connected with that doesn't feel like a fit, and you're going to feel into the things that are starting to beckon you forward. So what a beautiful week of introspection. What is going on for the masculines as far as these energies? Strength, humility. So they're very much humbled, from what I can feel, that you are this independent, but not just independent because you are closed off and can do it better on your own. This is independence in the most delicious, creative way. They see that you are good on your own because you're a wellspring of divine aliveness, innovation, play, fulfillment. You really can go and do anything because you are full of life. They're just so appreciative that they have somebody that is such a free spirit, but not in the way that we hear free spirit like wild child, reckless, or doesn't play by anybody else's rules. This is free spirited in a genuine way, and that's why it's so humbling. I can feel like they see your sincerity, they sense it, and it's really starting to impress upon them how much God loves them because they have somebody who's so pure of heart and so unencumbered by guilt, shame, fear, anger, all those things that drag it down. They're seeing that you don't let that get you down, and it's really awe-inspiring. I feel like even my voice is trembling when I'm bringing forward this message because they're watching you dance in life. They're watching you navigate with ease. They're watching you hold out for only true alignment, and they're watching you take care of yourself. They've never seen somebody, masculine or feminine, anywhere in their life that does it better than you do, that rolls with life, that rocks it. And they are so in awe that you like them. It's starting to really warm their heart beyond their concerns about why you would choose them and all that. They're just really liking you. They really like you. They really like who you are, feminines. The divine has the ways of sharing that essence with them. Your person, your perfect match is privy to divine intel about you. So don't you worry that if you don't know how your masculine would be understanding this. Don't you worry, they are. Okay, conscious mind about the physical. So there's a transition going here where you are processing the past, whatever that means. Like, things are different. They're about to change. You are stepping out of a time in your life where you make your decisions to people please or to go along and compromise. Again, this is you stepping out of compromise in your life. This is unapologetic. It's like you're grieving the old version of yourself, and really there's a nostalgia here, but a melancholy where you're looking back at times where you're not that person anymore, feminines. And there are going to be opportunities coming up where you will have a chance to respond the way that you would have from a underdeveloped place, and you're going to see how far you've come, is what I'm hearing. The Magician here. You are equipped, to handle anything and to handle your greatness. You are equipped to succeed now, feminines. You have everything you need to overcome anything from the past. This card is also giving that energy of the guilt and shame we feel when we say no, because we're not used to putting healthy boundaries, because we've been conditioned to abandon ourselves in order to be accepted, or to feel like we have to in order to be chosen or loved. No more. This is you stepping unapologetically out from those templates and into your radiance. This is surrendering to the unknown, and this is readying yourself for a leap of faith for those things that are now resonant with this new version of you that you're becoming. I will say there is still a little bit of, these grieving cards, this left out in the cold. The key card for this row is feeling at a distance from your masculine. It's kind of feeling like a starry night sky. So this week there may be opportunities to stargaze and to just really get lost in the bigness of and the smallness of life, the cosmos, the majesty, the splendor. You might have some tears, you might have some very significant memories come up, you might have some really deep acknowledgements this week, feminines, about the things that you've clung to or expected, and it's time to let all of it go. Wipe the slate clean, I'm hearing, and leave it in the past. Do a commitment ceremony within to only embark on the things that are of complete and utter alignment now, that are righteous, that feel appropriate. What can we see for the emotion here? Wow, freedom. This is true freedom. And from the past, I heard, and self-esteem. Okay, I possess the power and the free will to create my own happiness. We're getting there, feminines. We've been conditioned that we have to be worthy if we're chosen in so many ways. Those of us on this divine love journey know what that energy is about. Maybe not in general out there in the world, but those of us who are looking at true love, we've gone through those templates where we've been made to think that we're not worthy in some way if we're not chosen. And self-esteem. I possess the gifts of the soul that benefit me and others. So this is a major rite of passage for all of us in the collective. But in the physical right now, you're going to be coming out of your bubble, and you're going to truly just be unfiltered and free. You're going to be free. Again, not in a rebellious way, but in a, I've done it, I've put in the work, I'm getting there, and you're going to be sensing much more freedom of spirit coming in, feminines. How is this related to your masculine? I just heard it's almost time. This is a necessary calibration, feminines, to set the tone for the rest of your life. This is your sacred space and time to really, truly finalize the processing of anything that you're currently up-leveling, letting go of in your reality. Wow, King of Cups. Such profound, deep admiration from your person. Absolutely stunning. What can we see for what might be coming up for the feminines regarding all these things? Wow, the Tower. So, I'm just hearing, keep preparing, keep releasing, keep trusting. You're one day, feminines, you will get to a readiness where you wake up one day and your day plays out and you finalize the old life, and you wake up the next day and you're in your new life, and there will be no denying it. It is entirely possible that we're coming up on that this week for many, because this Tower is here to say that clock is striking. If that doesn't happen for you this week, let this be known to you that that's how it happens. You focus on you. You lose yourself in that dance. You do this impeccably, masterfully, wholeheartedly. One day you do get to a point where it happens. It comes in, all of it. The glory, the radiance, and there's no denying you've arrived. Wow. Keep fighting the good fight, feminines. Much, much love. Bye for now.